If you don't know me, hi, I'm Morgan Parker. I work on 2 comics, Paperclips and Ronnie Against the Universes, hereafter referred to as Ratu because that is a long name. I have been working on comics. I've been working on these since November of 2020, been publishing them at least. And in February of this year, I made the decision to go on hiatus. It was a rough decision, certainly, and I don't think I ever really properly expressed all of my reasons for going on hiatus, so I wanted to take time today to talk about what it's like being on hiatus now and some of the reasons why I actually took this hiatus. Now, on screen, I am drawing Paperclips Season 2, Episode 1 for the second time. This 20-page monstrosity took me 29 hours the first time, and it really didn't help that I got sick the week that I started drawing this. So, I had to push all of my deadlines back a week, which was unfortunate but doable because there was a little bit of wiggle room after the way I schedule everything. But for starters, the reason I took this hiatus was to go back and do everything in a more traditional format. An eventual goal of mine with these comics is to someday hold these books in my hands. Probably not all at once because these are a fucking monstrosity. This is gonna take forever. These are gonna be so long, it's absurd. But I wanted to do it. I did the webtoon format for 2.5 years, so I wanted to actually go back and see everything the way that I always wanted to see it. And the way I'd actually started seeing it, but that's a story for another day. On the left of the speed paint, you might be able to tell that this is a bit of a split screen situation. So, on the left is the photo reference, so the original Season 2, Episode 1, the panels that I'm actively drawing on the right side. And there is one major difference that you will certainly be able to tell in the future cut comparison I want to do for this episode in particular, and that is the background. Where are they standing? Gee, I couldn't fucking tell! They're in the void on the left! So, yes, I got super lazy with backgrounds, which is another reason I took this hiatus. I wanted to go back, redo everything, and actually put these guys in the space they're supposed to be in, and not in this gray with an occasional airbrushed white circle in the background. That's a void. They were in the void for so long. I couldn't tell where they were half the time. I had to go consult the scripts because I couldn't tell where they were, and I was the one who drew these things. So I went on hiatus to, first of all, put everything in a traditional format because, yes, while it is possible for people, and people have since, put a webtoon format into a traditional book, I don't think it looks that good. That's personal preference, so I thought I'd take the time to go back and just do it all. And that's where we've landed here. And on top of that, as a little bonus, because it's been 2.5 years since I started these things, I'm a little bit better at art, not to brag. Oh dear god, I sound so self-centered. But I do think I am a little bit better now. I think the way they're standing makes a little bit more sense than it used to. I think I'm slightly better at kissing, which is why there's actually a little kiss in here. I promise I will be better by the time that the main ships actually kiss. That is a promise. I promise that to you. But I wanted to talk a little bit about like what I do on this hiatus, aside from just driving myself insane, drawing 20 pages in a week, which didn't happen because I got sick, and then that's just, it's a big task, dude. You look at that, you see how I do a bunch of little lines in the hair now. That adds like fucking 15 minutes per panel. It is a nightmare. Especially in pages where Lily has her hair underwater and flowy. Dear God, it is terrible. You will see it in the cut comparison. But what I do while I'm waiting for all of this to finish so that I can go ahead and actually talk to you guys again is I do a lot of scripting. A big portion of my time has been spent scripting because Ratu is being taken up to Season 2, all the way through the end of Season 2. Not as big of a task because that thing only ended up being 12 episodes. I was surprised. I was really surprised. I was aiming for it to be 20 episodes. that didn't happen. But I have been still scripting all that. I had to work on that up through the start of the hiatus. And then I've been working behind the scenes on, like, creating the ideas for season 5 of Paperclips and season 3 of Ratu, because in several months, season 3 will have to start, and then a few months after that, season 5 is gonna have to start up again. And drawing-wise, I currently function on a very unfortunate 6-day week. Yep. I don't take any breaks. Is that really actually quite unhealthy, and most people would recommend I don't do this? Yes. Am I gonna continue doing it? Also, yes, don't judge me. It's a lot, but I've been functioning fairly well, and this thing is gonna eventually be phased out once Paperclips and Ratu actually start posting again. And it's not just me redrawing a bunch of things I've already drawn before, which kinda sucks in the meantime. Eventually it'll be phased out and I'll go back to like a regular 7-day week where I'll take Saturdays off completely and just vibe and then wait for this to start again and like move on to the next episode and move on to the episode of the week, which is just gonna be alternating between Paperclips and Ratu. As it does currently. Captain Wentworth, I swear to fucking God, dude. A friend has joined me. If you hear meowing, that is Cappy. He is loud, he is bothersome, and he wants attention. I cannot ignore him. But yeah, in the 6-day week, it's been working so far. Both Ratu and Paperclips are on season 2. It's quite nice, despite the fact that I'm actively working on 3 episodes at once because I am so behind because I got sick for 1 week. And just, this episode in general is a nightmare. So, a little behind. Working on 3 episodes at once. Not very good for me, but I'm gonna continue anyways. But while I am working on this hiatus, I've had to reevaluate absolutely all of my systems because I've needed several things to help me get through this. So I use a couple of programs. Trello, GoodNotes 5, I will never update to GoodNotes 6 no matter what anybody says. And then I have 2 physical books, which is a time book. This time book is just a regular little like 4x6 notebook that is lined, and I just add notes for the detail sketch, lines, color, shade, text, and the finishing touches, etc. And I just marked the date and the time that I finished those things, and it just helps me with this organizational aspect so that I can just like keep up with it. It's also a bit of a motivator. I'm really competitive, so I like to go back and see like what's the earliest time I finished something, what's the latest time I finished something, and then break those records. And it's not good for me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And then I also have a little book that I just call Little Red. It's just a little red bullet journal, and it has a bunch of things in it. So there's like a little grid system that tells me what series, and then what episode, how many pages, and the day that I finished it. I'm a physical person. I like having these physical planners. They help me organize, they help me work, they help my workflow. It is what is going to eventually be bringing these episodes back to you guys because, dear God, there is a lot. But I use Trello and GoodNotes 5 to kind of help with like the schedule, so they have the date that I should be finishing it on the 6-day week, because otherwise I would lose track and none of it would get done. And also with Trello, it kind of just helps with a little bit of the visualizing aspect, because all of it has like all the thumbnails, so I can upload the new thumbnails, and then it has like 5 columns: scripting, thumbnailing, next, in progress, and done, so I can kind of just see and visualize all of it, and I think it's nice. And I just have a GoodNotes 5 for a planner to help me mark like the due dates, again, because I'm forgetful, and so I kind of need several reminders with several kind of notifications, and it helps a bit with like the visualizing of the days themselves, which is helpful, and it helps visualize what was the goal for this episode versus when I actually finished this episode, and that helps. I like seeing it. I like writing about like why something was delayed so that I can go back and see for myself why something was done a certain way, because I am a certified mess. Going forward, I have so much left to do. And I mean, I love my comic work. Please don't take this in any unfortunate way. The reason I'm doing all of this when nobody can see what I'm working on is because I love it. I didn't know what I wanted to do as a kid when it came to my art. I, for some reason, started drawing, and it just snowballed into this, which surprised everyone, including me. For a while I wanted to animate, for a while I wanted to be a graphic designer, and I landed here, and I'm so happy with where I am. I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. So don't take any of it the wrong way. I'm kind of just memeing on myself and the amount of work that I have left to do, because I don't get to communicate with you guys for now. I'm just waiting for everything to finish and to start publishing again. Speaking of, in terms of when things should start up again, theoretically, Ratu will begin again February 10th, 2024. It will be pretty much all of the old episodes that were uploaded, plus one new one. And I don't technically count that as like the official day, quote unquote, in my head. It's kind of just the day all the old stuff gets dumped, but as a little treat for you, I added a new episode. So not only do you get to see how all of my art has evolved and how these episodes have evolved and the new backgrounds and whatnot, but you also get to know what is happening next, because it would have been a year or 2 years. And I just want you to see everything. The next week will be the actual starting day, and then after that it'll be every other week for Ratu. And then Paper Clips should be February 1st, 2025. That's 30 to 40 episodes in one day, plus a new one. So I apologize in advance to Canvas. I'm going to be taking over for an afternoon. But it'll be a lot. But it'll be everything. And so you will see everything at once. And I hope you can't read as fast as I upload, because I don't want to make you wait any longer. It's going to take a hot second to upload everything, but it'll be fine. And then just behind the scenes, I've been rebranding myself. I changed my name, if you didn't know, so I had to go back and rebrand everything, and I kind of just decided to rebrand just to Clipversecomics. It made sense, and my personal username is really stupid, and I didn't want to brand myself with the Marvel username. Marvel-esque username, because my username is Parker Not Stark, because I'm Morgan Parker, and I thought it was funny. But I've been going back, I've been fixing a couple things, and I did the rebranding, and if you couldn't tell, with this little cheeky video, plus the shorts, and the stuff I'm hosting on TikTok, which is the same thing as the shorts, if you prefer this platform or that platform, I have been trying to take social media a little bit more seriously as I work on this stuff. But that is pretty much all I have for you today. I was hoping to keep this under or around 10 minutes, so I'm hoping to see that I did, but I've gone a few minutes past where the 10-minute mark was, so but that's all I have for you today. I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.